Right, guys, Brazil have just beaten South Korea by 4 goals to 1 in the end, in a game where it could have been a lot worse. The scoreline, I think Brazil, if they'd have wanted to, could have made it 7 or 8, to be completely honest, because that first half, South Korea weren't embarrassingly bad, but Brazil were just so good. The football they played. The first goal, Rafinha is just incredible with the ball. There's like 2 points in the move where he's produced an incredible piece of skill to get past his man. And once he did chip it over to the back post for Vinicius Junior, it was a brilliant finish from Vinicius, just to take his time and pick his spot. Really composed finish, and yeah, good goal. The second from Neymar, penalty. Richarlison, yeah, he's been kicked on the studs, so technically it is a penalty, but it's one of them where you look at and it's like, okay, he's literally just stuck his foot out to try and get any bit of the ball he possibly can, and he knows the defender's going to kick through. So on one hand, it's like, okay, maybe the defender should be a bit more aware, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, the point of a penalty is it's supposed to be, to stop defenders from, on purposely stopping strikers trying to score, but it's that in that case it's not really, it's more the striker trying to win a foul. In fact, that's exactly what it is. So it seems a little bit harsh, but according to the rules, which is what we have to go off, it is a penalty. Neymar takes it, and it really annoys me when players do stuttered penalties, but Neymar, to be fair to him, completely fooled the keeper, and yeah, in the end just rolled it in, nothing more really. But yeah, I'm not a fan of stuttered penalties at all. Lewandowski's yesterday was shocking. But yeah, and then third came from Richarlison. This was probably my favourite goal of the lot. Just the ball comes down from up in the air. Well, it wasn't going to come down from the floor, was it really? But Richarlison bounces it on his head like a seal. Gets past the defender, plays it into Marquinhos, and then Marquinhos plays this really swift pass into Thiago Silva, where Richarlison steps over the ball, gets played through to Richarlison, and really tidy finish. That was my favourite. It's the two centre backs combining on the edge of the box is what I love most about it. And they got a 4 through Lucas Paqueta again, just a good volley and a late run into the box from Paqueta, good goal. And yeah, in the second half, Brazil clearly weren't, going all out to embarrass South Korea, and fair enough. But there was a bit of a debate at half-time on the celebrations from Brazil. Was it a bit much? Was it, just part of their Brazilian culture? And for me, it's a little bit of both. Like, I can understand it. I don't mind it. I know, obviously, samba is like a big part of Brazilian life. And yeah, just nothing wrong with a few dances, but when it's every single goal, it is a bit humiliating, I think, or a bit much anyway. So I'm sort of on the fence about it, to be honest. It's not the worst crime ever, but yeah, a little bit too much. I think by the time they'd scored 3 or 4, the second half, yeah, as I say, they definitely didn't go all out. South Korea managed to pull one back. With about 10-15 minutes to go. Brilliant strike it was on the half volley as well. I can't remember the name of the player who scored it actually. That's quite poor from me. But yeah, it was a good strike nonetheless. It might have taken a little bit of a deflection which just about took it away from Alisson, but still brilliant goal. Brazil made loads of substitutes. Basically, they subbed on all the players who hadn't had any minutes this tournament, and fair enough, because I do like that from Tite, the manager, because if you go to a World Cup and say you're not expecting to get any minutes, you wouldn't be overly disappointed if you didn't get on the pitch, if you really weren't expected to get minutes, like you're the third choice goalkeeper or something like Weatherton is. You wouldn't be disappointed if you didn't get any minutes, but it's still a really nice touch, because Brazil the result was never in any danger. They were, I think, 3 goals up. I think South Korea had just scored when Weatherton was subbed on for Alisson. So really nice touch from Tite. And yeah, also I think Gleison Bremer got his first minutes of the tournament as well as Dani Alves. Now, Dani Alves, age 39, Jesus Christ, like to pull off the acrobatic shot that he did with about 5 minutes to go, like that at that age, and like it is just a very, very unique footballer, I would say. There's not many players I can think of or compared to Dani Alves. Yeah, player I really liked watching growing up, to be honest. But yeah, really good performance by Brazil overall. And yeah, South Korea were just pulled apart in the first half, to be completely honest. Son and Hwang Yi-chan didn't really do much, to be completely honest. Hwang had a few shots from distance in the first half, but that was all South Korea could really create in this game. They really struggled to create any sort of chances, really, and Son just couldn't get in the game at all. And there was one point where Son took a bit of a knock. I think it might have been to his ribs or something, and he took his mask off, and his eye was like really swollen. So yeah, he's not in the best condition for this tournament, Son, and yeah, he hasn't been playing on top form, so you can't blame him considering the struggle he's currently got with that eye socket injury, I think it is. But yeah, I think Brazil will be happy that Neymar managed to play this game for about 70, 80 minutes without any serious struggles, because that would have been a bit of a concern. Brazil were brilliant with him in the side. I think they've had Fred and Bruno Guimaraes in the past couple of games, and yeah, they've not been too bad, but they don't suit the system. Or Bruno Guimaraes isn't too bad, but the way that Brazil play, it sort of suits having Casemiro and Lucas Paqueta, the two deeper midfielders, because even though Paqueta's not really a deep midfielder, in fact for West Ham he's usually a number 10, he has the ability to bring the ball forward from a deep position, and also make late runs into the box like he did for his goal today, so that sort of suits him. And Neymar, he doesn't really play as a midfielder, he sort of plays as a second striker behind Richarlison. So yeah, the way Brazil are currently playing, it's a brilliant system that they've got going. And they've also had a couple of injury issues as well, with three players missing, I think it is, Gabriel Jesus, which it doesn't affect them too much because I don't think he'd be playing anyway. But they are missing both their left backs in Alexandro and Alex Telles through injury, and yeah, that means that they've had to shift Danilo onto left back and push Eder Militao in at right back, and yeah, they both did reasonably well. To be fair to South Korea, what I will say for them though is in the second half they gave it a go at times, and Alisson was forced into making a few saves. So they didn't completely give up, and they did get their goal, which, I mean, that is something for the fans to cheer about, isn't it, I suppose. The positive for the fans would be that they beat arguably the best national team in the world right now. Well, we'll see in a couple of weeks' time. They managed to beat them in the second half by 1-0, so that's still something, isn't it? I know Brazil weren't trying really at all to score in the second half, but it's still something for them to be happy about, I guess. But yeah, Brazil, they've after not really an amazing group stage, they've now fully kicked into gear, and yeah, you can see why they're one of the tournament favourites after this. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.